The celestial flame shimmered like a crown jewel atop the 73rd floor of the Imperial Spire, a sanctuary where only the elite of the Galactic Coalition dared to dine. Emperor Vexthor, the colossal dragon lord of the Crimson Dominion, occupied a platform designed specifically to bear the weight of his immense armored form. Each of his scales gleamed like molten gemstones, reflecting the restaurant's low amber light in fiery hues. Yet beside that spectacle of power sat something fragile, his youngest hatchling, Sarakith. Barely 3 cycles old, she was small even by young dragon standards. Her wings were folded tight, stunted and pale, her left forelimb twisted in a way that made every step an act of endurance. Imperial healers had said everything except the truth. She was disabled. For a ruler whose empire was built on strength and supremacy, her existence was a contradiction he could neither accept nor deny. As she struggled to climb onto the cushioned seat, Vexthor's chest tightened, pride and shame colliding in silence. The maitre d' bowed deeply. "Your server will arrive shortly, Your Majesty." He retreated quickly, relieved to escape the Dragon Lord's searing gaze. When the human appeared, she did so quietly, a small, unarmored being, insignificant by galactic standards. Her name tag read Maya Chen. She smiled, neither fearful nor subservient. "Good evening, Your Majesty," she greeted warmly, before turning toward the hatchling. "And who might this beautiful young dragon be?" Vexthor stiffened at the word beautiful. Politeness, he thought, was a poor disguise for pity. "My daughter, Sarakith," he rumbled. But before he could dismiss the human, she knelt, not in reverence, but so her eyes met Sarakith's. "Hello there, sweetheart," Maya said softly. "Your scales remind me of tiny amethysts." The hatchling blinked. Then for the first time that evening, her eyes shimmered with life. Maya's attention stayed gently on Sarakith, noticing the little dragon's awkward posture and muffled chirps of discomfort. "This cushion doesn't seem very kind to you," she observed. "Would you like some help getting more comfortable? I promise I'm stronger than I look." Before Vexthor could protest, Sarakith gave a tiny nod, hope flickering behind her eyes. The Emperor's instinct screamed against allowing anyone, especially a human, to touch his bloodline. Yet something in Maya's tone stilled him. She moved with precision, not haste. "I'll lift you just a bit, okay? Tell me if anything hurts." Her words were steady, careful, each motion calculated for balance. Her hands found the perfect angles, supporting Sarakith's chest, easing pressure from her twisted limb, spreading her wings gently over the cushion instead of letting them crumple beneath her. Within moments, the child let out a soft trill of relief. It was a sound Vexthor hadn't heard in months, a sound of peace. "There we go," Maya said, brushing off her uniform. "My little brother has cerebral palsy. You learn how to make people comfortable." The Dragon Lord blinked, stunned. "Your sibling is impaired?" "Has been since birth," Maya replied simply. "Doesn't stop him from being the smartest person I know. He's an astrophysicist." She smiled faintly as she took their order, unaware of how her words were unraveling centuries of the Emperor's beliefs. "How can one so limited survive?" Vexthor asked, his voice softer, almost uncertain. Maya tilted her head. "By being supported, by refusing to let others define what they can or can't do." Her gaze met Sarakith's. "Sometimes, what looks like weakness is just another kind of strength." As she left to place their order, Sarakith sat taller, her eyes following Maya, no longer dimmed by shame. Throughout the meal, Emperor Vexthor found himself watching his daughter more than the lavish dishes before him. For the first time, Sarakith was not silent or withdrawn. She chirped softly to Maya each time the human returned, asking questions, laughing at small jokes. The human treated her not as a fragile creature to be pitied, but as someone deserving of respect, a voice of choice. And in that simple grace, something ancient within the Emperor began to fracture. When the evening ended, Vexthor rose, his wings brushing the crystalline walls. He left behind a tip vast enough to purchase a fleet, but wealth could not equal what he had just witnessed. As Maya prepared to leave, he addressed her directly. "Tell me," he said, his tone heavy but curious, "about these adaptations your kind creates, the ways you aid those born with limits." Maya smiled gently. "It begins with changing how you think, Your Majesty. Disability isn't weakness, it's a different way of living. When people are given the right tools and understanding, they can accomplish anything." Those words haunted him long after she was gone. 6 months later, the Crimson Dominion astonished the galaxy. New imperial decrees ensured that every hatchling, regardless of physical form, would receive education, care, and adaptive technology. Shame was replaced with empowerment. Where once difference meant exile, it now meant possibility. And at the heart of that transformation was Sarakith, the Emperor's fragile daughter, who became the symbol of strength reborn. Her portrait hung in the Hall of Fire, wings half-folded, eyes bright with unbroken will. In his private chambers, Vexthor kept Maya's business card. Across its surface a human phrase shimmered, "In diversity there is strength." At last the Dragon Lord understood. It was never power that built empires. It was compassion.